Others are reborn as tigers or lion kings. But I was reborn as a newborn kitten. Fortunately, I awakened the devouring evolution system. Not only can I evolve and grow into an Ultraman god cat controlling the power of light, or a 9-nether demon spirit cat that can fly and burrow, I can even successfully evolve into a chaos devouring cat that devours stars. But the condition for all of this is that I must rely on devouring to gain evolution points. However, right now, I am just an unfavored little stray cat. Just as I was worrying about having nothing to eat, the mother cat saw how pitiful I was and threw a piece of meat in front of me. Looking at the dirt on the meat, my human instinct made me look disgusted, but my cat nature made me eat it all. The next second, the system directly prompted me that evolution points had increased, meeting the requirements for four-claw evolution. It asked if I wanted to evolve. Immediately after, I said, "Evolve," in my heart. Suddenly, a tingling sensation came from my claws. My originally tender claws had become strong and sharp. I even felt like I could kill a head with one claw. Just at this moment, a rustling sound suddenly came from not far away. The mother cat suddenly changed from her previous gentleness and became fierce. Her four-claws extended very long, and she arched her body into an attacking stance. For some reason, seeing the mother cat like this, I suddenly felt a wave of warmth. This was a feeling he, an orphan in his previous life, had never had before, and now it was time to show myself. I quietly walked to one side of the mother cat. As long as that sound dared to come over, I wouldn't mind giving it a claw. Soon, a pair of green eyes appeared. Looking closely, it was actually a wild dog. Fierce light burst from the wild dog's eyes. It saw the few kittens behind the mother cat, and saliva kept dripping from its mouth. The mother cat tried to drive the wild dog away with her meows. Her eyes were full of fierceness, completely different from her previous gentleness. The few kittens beside her were also frightened. Seeing this, I was shocked. This dog in front of me was different from the dogs I had seen in my previous life. How gentle and loyal were the dogs in my previous life? Why did this dog in front of me look at me with such chilling eyes? Because of this, I even looked at my own little claws suspiciously. Never mind, I'll fight. Immediately, I used that reinforced claw to strike out. A wave of air fiercely cut through the space and slammed into the wild dog's body. With a howl, the wild dog was directly sent flying. Seeing this, I immediately took advantage of its weakness to finish it off. I jumped horizontally and pounced over. I struck the wild dog's lower back with a claw. The sound of tearing claws came, and the wild dog's body flew out violently. Blood splattered out and landed on my face. The system detected that you killed a wild dog. Evolution points +10. Meeting the evolution requirements for the foreclaws. Do you want to evolve? Meeting the evolution requirements for the hind claws. Do you want to evolve? The electronic voice in my mind came again. This completely woke me up. At this moment, my whole body was trembling. This was the first time I had killed. Seeing the wild dog I had killed, a feeling of nausea surged over me. I strongly suppressed the nausea in my heart and replied, "Evolve." The next second, my whole body completed its evolution. Even my teeth had finished evolving. Suddenly, my body was full of strength. At this moment, I discovered a shortcut to evolution. A piece of meat only gave a little evolution point, but killing a wild dog gave 10 points. It seemed that killing more beasts would allow me to evolve faster. The few kittens looked at me in shock. Even the mother cat was stunned when she saw me. She walked over and licked me with her tongue. That soft touch pulled me back to reality. In order to evolve faster, I walked arrogantly through the forest, almost shouting to attract those wild beasts. When I walked to a small stream, I excitedly jumped in. I couldn't stand the sticky feeling on my body anymore. I could finally take a comfortable bath. Suddenly, a gentle sound of footsteps came. Hearing this, I was excited. Could there be humans in this world too? Before long, two beautiful figures walked in front of me. But the next second, they didn't notice my presence and directly took off their clothes in front of me and jumped into the water. Just as I was engrossed in watching, suddenly two pairs of beautiful eyes looked over and discovered me lying by the side. One of the beauties swam over carefully and picked me up. Seeing how I was staring intently, she even smiled and said, "This cat is a little pervert, but this one isn't afraid of me?" That beauty seemed to have discovered a new continent. What's so strange about that? Didn't we hear on the news a few days ago that a litter of spirit beasts appeared in this mountain? There's even a second-grade spirit beast liquid. If we had such a spirit beast, our strength would be enhanced. The other beauty said. These words once again impacted my little heart. This was actually a parallel world to Earth. And although it was also a technological era here, it was actually a world where martial arts were supreme. Technology served the powerful martial artists. Humans in this world also studied cultural knowledge, but everything they learned was just to help them better comprehend. They were exposed to martial arts from a very young age, but there were simply too few people who could truly cultivate martial arts. And the most important thing was that there were actually demon races in this world. And humans and demon races coexisted peacefully. There were even instances of humans and demon races intermarrying. The human race had its own schools, and the demon race also had its own schools. Moreover, upon reaching a certain realm of cultivation, both humans and demon races would go to the 5 major institutions established by the state for systematic training. In this society, martial artists were no longer just a single high-energy profession. It meant power and status. The law of the jungle was an eternal truth. From the mouths of the 2 young girls, I got the information I wanted to know. Demon races could transform into human form after evolving to a certain level. But what level was it exactly? Unfortunately, those 2 young girls were too low level and didn't know at all. What was even more regrettable was that I was just a wild cat. Those noble-born demon beasts were different from ordinary wild beasts from birth. They possessed their own bloodline talent and their own unique bloodline awakening method. Once their bloodline awakened, they would no longer be beasts but demons. It was very difficult for wild beasts to evolve into demons. Not 1 in 10,000 wild beasts might become a demon. But I was different. I had a system on me. In this life, I would no longer muddle along. It was time to go back. I left quietly. If I didn't go back soon, the mother cat would probably worry. Immediately, I carefully left the 2 young girls. Then I walked back, detected that the host killed a butterfly. Evolution points +1. A wave of air tore apart a butterfly that was flying. Hearing that familiar electronic voice, my face was full of excitement. In this forest, it was still quite easy to get evolution points. Along the way, I killed some butterflies and mice, and even took the time to slap a fish to death by the river. Now my evolution points had accumulated to 10 points. The next second, the system's voice sounded again, meeting the evolution conditions for bloodline. Do you want to complete the evolution? Hearing the electronic voice prompting evolution, I smiled contentedly. Immediately, I secretly said, "Evolve," in my heart. Just at this moment, a ray of starlight suddenly appeared. I jumped to the side without hesitation. With a bang, before I could even get up, I felt the ground tremble. My whole body felt like it was falling apart. My internal organs felt like they were displaced. My body was very uncomfortable. At this moment, a strong gust of wind attacked again. I forcefully endured the trembling of my body and jumped to the side with all my strength. Then I turned my head to look and found it was a monkey. However, this monkey was clearly different from ordinary monkeys. 2 branches on its body were covered with barbs. Not cute at all. There was a very prominent red spot between its eyebrows. Seeing this, I thought to myself, it's a demon. My vigilance suddenly increased greatly. This was the first demon I had encountered. Demons were different from ordinary wild beasts. Every demon had a demon core on its body. And this monkey's red spot between its eyebrows was probably its demon core. You're unlucky to meet your grandpa cat. I'll kill a demon for fun. I just don't know how many evolution points I'll get for killing a demon. And this demon monkey didn't expect that a small ordinary wild cat could dodge its attack. It couldn't help but feel a little confused. Just as I was about to attack, the monkey raised its 2 claws and slammed them heavily on the ground. The trembling of the earth made me freeze in place. My whole body trembled uncontrollably. My head became a mess, and I couldn't move at all. The monkey walked over step by step with a sneer. The sharp barbs glowed with blue light. Looking at the little guy at its feet, the monkey opened its mouth and smiled. It struck down with a claw. Just at this moment, the system prompted that the bloodline evolution was complete, and asked if I wanted to awaken my bloodline talent. I quickly shouted, "Awaken!" The next moment, the bloodline in my body became scorching hot. My eyes turned crimson, and my 4 claws became exceptionally sharp. But the monkey seemed to realize something and quickly sped up its attack. The next moment, I used the divine ability, Split Shadow Flash. I just felt a scorching surge in my bloodline, and my 4 legs moved instantly. In an instant, 2 shadows flashed by, and the monkey's palm strike actually missed. The expected blood splatter did not appear. Its claws seemed to pass through the air without any obstruction. Go to hell, how dare you provoke Grandpa Cat? I immediately flashed behind the monkey, struck with my 2 little paws, and 2 waves of air fiercely blasted out. With 2 hissing sounds, the monkey was sent flying, and I seized the opportunity, and Split Shadow Flash was unleashed again. My 2 claws struck out again. With a bang, it hit the monkey's forehead. The monkey flew out like a cannonball and lay motionless on the ground. I also let out a long sigh of relief. That moment just now was too dangerous. If my bloodline hadn't awakened in time, I would probably be dead. Then I looked at the monkey lying on the ground, my eyes burning with desire. A demon core. I wonder how much essence I'll get from eating it. Suddenly, I realized something was wrong. The system didn't prompt this time. The next second, I realized the monkey wasn't dead. The intelligence of demons was indeed incomparable to that of ordinary wild beasts. It was faking death. I suddenly realized that the system actually had this function. It could judge whether my enemy was truly dead. Immediately after, I cautiously approached. I pretended not to have noticed. Then, when I was still 5 meters away from the monkey, I suddenly used Split Shadow Flash to get to another point from the monkey, and then struck out with a claw. Seeing this, the monkey immediately jumped up, its face full of ferocity. It struck towards my fake shadow. The next moment, the claw mark behind it turned into a fierce tear that sent it flying. Immediately, blood spurted out. Detected that the host killed a monkey demon. Evolution points plus 100. Hearing the electronic voice, I finally breathed a sigh of relief. As expected, it was a first-order demon, and the evolution points were also quite a lot. A full 100 points, meeting the evolution conditions for the brain core. Do you want to evolve? Evolve, I agreed without hesitation. As soon as the thought finished, a sharp pain suddenly came from my brain, as if it were being torn apart. Some kind of power surged into my brain. The power of my soul surged like a tsunami. I lay on the ground in pain, hugging my head with my paws. My whole body trembled uncontrollably. The intense pain almost made me faint. I rolled on the ground repeatedly in pain, my tail whipping the ground with thudding sounds. My 4 paws randomly swiped, and waves of air rolled, cutting down the surrounding trees. At this moment, I endured with all my might. However, I don't know how long passed before this intense pain disappeared. It was really too painful just now. That feeling of pain pierced deep into my soul. If it had hurt for a little longer, I don't know if I could have persevered. Let's go back. I dragged the monkey demon towards the cave. A roar came out. However, I didn't know that the moment I killed the monkey demon, in the depths of the forest, a monkey covered in barbs, 10 feet tall, thumped its chest and roared furiously. It roared up at the sky. Its eyes turned crimson, and then it galloped towards the outer edge of the forest. After returning to the cave, the mother cat was indeed pacing anxiously at the entrance of the cave. Seeing me return, the mother cat immediately struck out with a claw. Seeing this, I didn't dodge or resist, but instead rolled into the cave following the direction of the mother cat's claw. The worry and anxiety in the mother cat's eyes were something I had never experienced before. Meow! I threw out the dead monkey demon. A terrifying aura suddenly surged out. The mother cat let out a surprised cry and then shielded me and the few kittens behind her. The few kittens cried out in even more shock. I was like a kitten belonging to a demon pet, tiptoeing to the monkey demon's corpse and forcefully struck out a paw, signaling to them that I had killed the monkey demon. With a meow, the mother cat's amber eyes showed surprise. She tilted her head and thought for a while. Then she cautiously walked to the monkey demon's body and tentatively poked it with her paw. Seeing that the monkey demon was really dead, she then walked to my side and licked me with her tongue. And I was very proud. With 2 claws, I tore the monkey demon into 5 pieces. The few kittens, who had been hungry for a long time, cheered and ate ravenously. The mother cat's big eyes narrowed slightly. Looking very kind, I took out the demon core from the monkey demon's forehead and threw it in front of the mother cat. This was my mother in this world. I didn't want my mother to live her life in a daze. The moment the demon core appeared, an extreme temptation suddenly emerged. The mother cat couldn't help but step forward, but just as she walked beside the demon core, she stopped. To my surprise, she pushed it back. Seeing this, I was greatly moved. This was maternal love, the most selfless emotion in the world. Seeing this, I struck out with a paw, and a wave of air flew out. With a muffled bang, a stone nearby was neatly split into two, its surface as smooth as a mirror. Seeing this, the mother cat was startled. She immediately jumped to the side and then walked over cautiously. Seeing the split stone, the mother cat was stunned. So, I pushed the demon core in front of the mother cat again, gesturing for her to eat it. Seeing this, the mother cat didn't refuse this time and swallowed it in one gulp. Immediately after, to my surprise, the mother cat's whole body began to tremble, and then her body flattened. Then her body arched and her claws extended. Her claws gradually became sharp, tearing at the ground and making scratching sounds, leaving claw marks on the ground. The few kittens looked at the mother cat strangely and worriedly. And then, a scene that left me dumbfounded appeared, almost in the blink of an eye. The mother cat's body actually doubled in size. Sharp barbs grew on her two front paws. At this moment, the mother cat looked like a tiger. Her amber eyes were even more adorable, but with a hint of majesty. There was also a hint of human-like intelligence in her eyes. It can really evolve. Seeing this, I became excited. If I could get more demon cores, I wondered if the mother cat could also transform into human form. Suddenly, my eyes became sharper. I found that at some point, a golden yellow attribute panel had appeared above the mother cat's head. Species: wild cat. Lifespan: 15 years. Evolution degree: 50. Divine ability: Great Earthquake Slam. Seeing the evolution degree, my face was full of confusion. I originally thought the mother cat would evolve into a demon after swallowing the demon core. I didn't expect the mother cat just mutated and gained a new term. That Great Earthquake Slam must be the technique the monkey demon used. I didn't expect that eating a demon core could also inherit the divine ability within the demon core. I just didn't know if this inheritance had a chance. I quickly swallowed a piece of the monkey demon's meat. I swore I would transform into human form as soon as possible. That way, I could easily eat cooked food. Detected that the host ate a piece of demon beast meat. Evolution points plus 20. As expected, demon beast meat gave more evolution points than ordinary wild beast meat. However, that being said, I still had to hunt, because demon beasts were too difficult to kill, and there didn't seem to be many in the outer edge of the forest. If I encountered a high-level demon beast, it was uncertain who would kill whom. I still felt it was better to evolve steadily. Just at this moment, the words in the attribute panel above the mother cat's head had changed. Evolution degree had become 70. Seeing this, I fell into contemplation. It seemed that the mother cat's evolution degree was equivalent to the evolution points I gained. Soon, I suddenly realized something and immediately brought up my own panel. Species: wild cat. Lifespan: 20 years. Evolution points: 75. Evolution degree: 75. Skill: split shadow flash. Usage count: 3 times. After 100 uses, it can evolve into shadow clone. Invisibility: 0 times. Can make others unable to detect your presence. Lasts for 10 seconds. Duration can be extended as skill level increases. It was actually invisibility. I almost jumped up and cheered. I was just worrying about how to get the life essence from that tree demon. I didn't expect to awaken invisibility at this moment. Heaven truly pities me. The system is too awesome. I haven't even evolved into a demon yet. I couldn't help but feel a little frustrated. However, I could feel that my body's strength had increased again. I was confident that I could kill the monkey demon I killed before with one claw. And with the system, it would be easy for me to become a demon, or even a demon god. Immediately after, I quietly walked back to the lake. The tree was still there, showing no signs of weakness. The lakeside was very quiet, and the traces of the great battle had long disappeared. Seeing this, I frowned. How could this be? I witnessed the intensity of the battle yesterday with my own eyes. But at this moment, it was as if nothing had happened. This strange scene made me dare not go over. Suddenly, a thought flashed through my mind: invisibility. I silently repeated it in my heart, and then my entire body disappeared. The sound of footsteps came. The teacher from yesterday actually walked over by himself. And what attracted me the most was the long spear that the teacher was carrying on his back. The long spear was 2 meters long. Very sharp. It was entirely silver white and emitted an eerie light. It faintly exuded a terrifying aura. He actually brought a weapon. It seemed that this teacher also had a plan in mind. With a bang, a red shadow suddenly shot from a distance and smashed onto the ground, making a crashing sound. When I clearly saw the red shadow, I couldn't help but be startled. It was another monkey demon. This monkey demon was covered in ferocious barbs, and its 2 eyes emitted a fierce light. Could it have something to do with yesterday's monkey demon? Otherwise, why would it be such a coincidence? I muttered to myself from the side. With a roar, the monkey demon roared loudly at the teacher. The teacher frowned. He actually understood the monkey demon's roar. He replied, "Never seen it. I just arrived yesterday." Hearing this sentence in the dark, my heart sank. I secretly thought, not good. This big monkey was really the family of that monkey. It had come to seek revenge. No, I have to find a way to kill that monkey. Otherwise, their family will be in danger. I clenched my little paws and glanced at the teacher. An idea was born. Buddha bless them to fight. At the scene, whether it was the big tree, the monkey demon, or that teacher, their strength far surpassed mine. Only when facing that big tree could I guarantee my safety. After all, that big tree couldn't move. So, the most important thing today was to see if that teacher and the monkey demon would fight. However, the probability of them fighting was still quite high. Because that teacher had returned and brought a weapon. There must be some treasure hidden here. And the appearance of that monkey demon here might also be attracted by that treasure. I quickly affirmed my idea. The teacher and the monkey demon just stood facing each other, neither having any intention of leaving. And that tree demon, seeing these 2 powerhouses not leaving, kept shaking its branches, seeming extremely anxious. There must be a treasure here. My heart was burning with excitement. My amber eyes rolled around, searching. I searched several times and finally fixed my gaze on the center of the lake. Among all the places that could possibly hide a treasure, the center of the lake was the most likely. Seeing them wary of each other, they wouldn't fight for a while. Immediately, I silently repeated, "Invisibility," and then instantly rushed into the lake. I only had 10 seconds. Within 10 seconds, I had to get out of the detection range of those 3 powerhouses. Otherwise I would surely die. Split shadow flash. The moment I jumped into the lake, the tree demon vaguely sensed something and glanced towards the center of the lake. In the lake, I was still scared. I didn't expect that tree demon's vigilance to be so strong. Even the invisibility I used was almost detected by the tree demon. At this moment, I was cautiously searching in the lake, not daring to disturb the fish and shrimp in the lake, for fear that the fish and shrimp would expose my presence. But soon, I couldn't smile anymore. I was just a cat and couldn't hold my breath for long. I needed to go to the surface to breathe. I am an ordinary kitten. I am an ordinary kitten. I kept hypnotizing myself. My amber eyes looked cute. Then I poked my head out of the water, panting heavily. 3 gazes instantly focused on my head. I am an ordinary kitten, I thought to myself. I opened my innocent eyes and looked at the 3 powerhouses, seemingly unable to feel the suffocatingly strong aura. "What are you doing?" My amber eyes blinked hard. The tree demon relaxed its vigilance immediately upon seeing my appearance. The human teacher and the monkey demon also saw me as just an ordinary wild cat. They didn't even bother to give me a second look. With a slap, the tree demon's branch whipped over. I didn't resist and deliberately took the hit. I knew that this tree demon was too vigilant. If I didn't get hit this time, the tree demon would probably still be suspicious. But this big tree hit me so hard. Old guy, just wait, I'll come back for revenge. I was filled with resentment and swam towards the bottom of the lake again. A gentleman's revenge is not too late in 10 years. Grandpa Cat doesn't hold grudges. Because I'll go back and get my revenge when it's light. Detected that the host is injured. Do you want to heal? Requires 2 evolution points. Detected that the host's lungs need evolution in water. Do you want to evolve? 2 electronic voices sounded almost simultaneously. I was immediately startled. Heal. Evolve. The next second, the place hid by the tree demon's branch instantly recovered as before. Then, I felt a tingling sensation in my lungs. Immediately after, I felt like I could breathe in the water. I cheered and then swam towards the center of the lake. With the system, this world will tremble under my feet sooner or later. Detected that there is a transforming spirit lotus nearby. Do you want to mark the treasure? Hearing this electronic voice while I was in a panic. Transforming spirit lotus? Transforming? Can eating it transform me into a human? I couldn't help but get excited, wishing I could get it immediately. This system was too powerful. Was there anything it couldn't do? With the system, what treasure couldn't I find? Grandpa Cat loves you. System, mark it. As soon as I finished speaking, a light blue electronic map appeared in my mind. The scene in front of me appeared on the map, and 2 dazzling red dots flashed. They must be the location of the treasure. I happily swam towards the place on the map. Soon, guided by the map, I quickly approached the location of the transforming spirit lotus. However, I wasn't in a hurry to approach. I knew from reading novels before that wherever there were rare treasures, there would definitely be exotic beasts guarding them. I wanted to find the location of the exotic beast. If the exotic beast wasn't strong, I would conveniently get some essence points. If it was strong, I would also be prepared to deal with it. I took a deep breath and then cautiously searched. Not here? At this moment, I was confused. I didn't believe that there would be no exotic beasts next to such a treasure. Otherwise, why would that teacher come back with a weapon? If he hadn't sensed anything, I wouldn't believe it even if you killed me. That tree demon wasn't worth him specifically going back to get a weapon for. Suddenly, an undercurrent surged at the bottom of the lake, and a giant appeared in my field of vision. Seeing that giant, my heart couldn't help but tighten. I focused my gaze and saw a monster that looked like a snake and a dragon lying there. Very leisurely, the most eye-catching thing was the 2 small horns on the monster's head. It already had a preliminary dragon form and looked very majestic. It faintly exuded the arrogance of the dragon race. It seemed completely unconcerned about its own safety. The monster also didn't notice the 3 powerhouses by the lake. Powerful, terrifying. This was the impression the monster gave me. The monster's strength was definitely not low. The weapon that teacher brought must have been prepared for this monster. I cautiously approached this snake. It was probably about to evolve into a demon. Feeling the aura emitted by the monster, only that teacher would likely be able to withstand it. The feeling the monkey demon gave me was weaker than this snake demon. Slowly, I held my breath. Finally, I approached the 2 lotus flowers. One of them was pure white, while the other was completely opposite. Black as ink. One black, one white. Extremely tempting. I licked my lips. Such a treasure could only be possessed by a man like me with a system. The invincible path of Grandpa Cat starts with taking you too. I looked at the 2 lotus flowers, my amber eyes glowing with golden light, while that snake demon was still asleep. I paddled with my 4 paws towards the 2 lotus flowers. Perhaps I was too weak, and the snake demon didn't notice my presence at all. After all, the snake demon was a giant in this lake. With it here, it had no fear of other demon beasts coming. Since you are so accommodating, then Grandpa Cat will gladly accept. I couldn't help but chuckle. I hugged the white lotus flower with my 2 paws and pulled with all my strength. Detected that the host has been poisoned by the demon blood lotus. The system will automatically detoxify you, deducting 1 evolution point. So this white one was actually the demon blood lotus. Detected that the host has been poisoned by the demon blood lotus. The system will automatically detoxify you, deducting 1 evolution point. Looking at the continuous prompts appearing above my head, I was dumbfounded. This poison was actually continuous. It turned out that there were times when the system couldn't detoxify instantly. The next moment, I realized I had misunderstood the system, because I was still holding the demon blood lotus. This was a misunderstanding. Scared, I quickly let go. As expected, the system's prompt disappeared, but just as I released my paws, a pair of lantern-sized eyes opened. The divine light bursting forth was exceptionally dazzling. In the dark lake bottom, it was as bright as the sun. Holy cow, the snake demon is awake. However, the snake demon had already woken up, because I actually saw a bloodthirsty look in the snake demon's eyes. I saw the snake demon suddenly stood up. There were actually 4 claws beneath it. This was a dragon snake demon. One of its claws pushed me, pushing me towards the demon blood lotus. My 4 little paws resisted with all their might. But how could my strength compare to that of a giant snake over 10 feet long? So, I was pushed back to the side of the demon blood lotus. Looking at the continuous prompts appearing above my head, I couldn't help but feel my heart bleed. Right, this snake demon was also afraid of poison. Right? Otherwise, why would it guard these 2 lotus flowers? The lotus flowers were ripe. So why hadn't it eaten them yet? A flash of light suddenly crossed my mind. I immediately turned around and swallowed the transforming spirit lotus in one gulp. Detected that the host ate the transforming spirit lotus. Evolution points plus 1.000. The system is automatically evolving you. But at this moment, I couldn't be bothered, because the snake demon had gone mad after seeing me eat the transforming spirit lotus. Invisibility. The next moment, I directly disappeared in front of the snake demon. Then I pulled out the demon blood lotus and rushed towards the lakeside. It was the snake demon's turn to be dumbfounded. It actually saw that ordinary wildcat disappear out of thin air in front of it. Then, the demon blood lotus automatically detached from the bottom of the lake and floated to the surface. Double punch. Could the demon blood lotus also have become a demon? The snake demon tilted its head, using its not-so-developed brain to think hard. After 10 seconds, it became angry, because it saw that hateful little cat appear again. That little cat was sticking its butt out, holding the demon blood lotus and rushing towards the lakeside. The snake demon felt that it had been tricked. That little cat was not an ordinary little wild cat. Then a dragon roar suddenly sounded, stirring up a towering wave in the lake. The sound of the dragon's roar spread throughout the entire forest. I looked back at the snake demon. It was angry and was chasing after me. And the surging giant wave was about to hit me. With a bang, a huge force exploded me and sent me flying. I only felt my internal organs churn. And my stomach kept fan-yang, as if something was about to be vomited out. My claws were about to lose their grip. Soon, I was thrown out of the lake. And I happened to see the monkey demon and the human teacher still in a standoff. Enduring the churning in my stomach, and following the principle of good people and cats are one family, I waved my paw at the teacher and then swiped out my claw. The demon blood lotus flew towards the teacher. Grandpa Cat will see if you two still stand off. It's that little wild cat. The human teacher recognized me at a glance and then subconsciously reached out to catch the demon blood lotus. However, smelling the scent of the demon blood lotus, the monkey demon's eyes bulged. It slammed its fists on the ground. With a bang, great earthquake slam, the human teacher leapt into the air. But he missed the opportunity to snatch it. This was exactly the situation the monkey demon wanted. Its face brightened. It stomped its feet violently on the ground and shot up into the sky. Just as the monkey demon's claw was about to hook the demon blood lotus, a giant suddenly rushed out from the lake bottom. The snake demon saw the monkey demon's large claw and slammed its paw. Its body folded in half, and its other 2 claws tried to snatch the demon blood lotus. Its tail casually whipped out, striking towards me. 2nd grade spirit beast, water-splitting Jiao, the human teacher shouted loudly, and the long spear in his hand stabbed out. The 3 powerhouses started fighting, and I was hit by the snake demon's tail and flew out violently. The direction happened to be exactly where the tree demon was. Detected that the host is injured. Do you want to heal immediately? Heal, I said with difficulty. After that, I became lively again. However, before I could even catch my breath, a sinister sound suddenly came from behind me. I felt a strong wind hitting my back. I knew it must be the tree demon coming to provoke me again. Let me show you the strength of your grandpa cat. Immediately, I got into a fighting stance and launched an attack.